Hello and welcome to my free online workshop, How to Plan a Year of Self-Care. So this is part 4, the final installment in this 4-part series. In the last few videos, we've looked at what we can do daily and weekly to implement new self-care habits into our routine. And in this last installment, we're going to look at the monthly and yearly habits we can start to incorporate into our schedule. So my name's Sharee. I'm a naturopath and a yoga and a meditation teacher, as well as a retreat facilitator through my company Ashima Living. So the first thing we want to look at in terms of monthly self-care is creating what I like to call your support team. So the idea behind this, to give you an example, I'm sure you've seen those Formula One races where the cars go round and round the track. I'm not a fan, but we've all seen it. And, you know, I don't know how long, every 5 minutes or so they stop and all the guys run out and change the tires and fix anything that needs to be fixed and then let the car go on its way again. This is kind of like what we want for you. We want you to have a team of professionals that are designed to enhance your own well-being and to support you, that you go and see not just when there's a crisis or when there's a problem, but on a regular basis, just to keep you running at your optimum level. So who do you want to have on your team? It really depends on you and what kind of things you feel like you need support with. But a great idea would be like a naturopath, a nutritionist, or a herbalist that can take care of your immune system and your eating and that kind of thing. If you're someone that suffers from a lot of stress or tension, or if you feel like you just need some body work, then a massage therapist or some kind of body worker can be really good. And perhaps you want someone on your team to help you deal with emotional issues, or if you've had a few things in the past that you want to get over or you want to work on. In the first video, we talked about how we all have emotional and mental needs and we all need help processing our feelings. So you might want to have a counselor or a psychotherapist on your team. Maybe you want to have a GP. It's important to get a really good GP, especially if you are into integrated wellness that, you know, understands health in a more holistic way. So you might want to have a really good supportive GP that you go to see for checkups and tests and that kind of thing. And perhaps you want to have a private yoga and meditation teacher or some kind of spiritual advisor, or even like a life coach or something like that. So it's totally up to you, and I recommend that you meet up with someone from your support team at least once a month. So you don't have to see all of them every month. That could get a bit expensive and a bit hectic, but at least once a month, one of them. Or you might want to choose one thing to work on and work on that for a few months. So maybe you really want some help getting your eating back on track, or improving your fitness. I didn't put a personal trainer on there actually, but you might want a personal trainer or something like that. And you could just choose to work on that for a few months and then perhaps move on to another area. But generally you want to try and see someone at least once a month, and if you can afford it, maybe even more than once a month. Now, in terms of yearly, what we can do to build annual self-care habits, I can't recommend enough how beneficial a good retreat can be. Now, it's really important, especially given that so many of us overwork, that we view our vacation time as a way to enhance our self-care and well-being. I don't know if this has happened to you, but it's definitely happened to me and a lot of other people I know, where you can go a little bit too hard on your vacation and you end up more exhausted than when you went away. So whether that's planning too many activities or doing too much travel and, you know, sightseeing and that kind of thing, to thinking, oh, I'm on holiday, I can eat and drink whatever I want, stay up late, party. I mean, that it's all fun and stuff, but if you're going back to work more exhausted, then you're actually draining your energy and your well-being. So I invite you to at least take one vacation a year that is purposely has the specific intention to enhance your well-being and to be an opportunity to enhance your self-care. And retreats are such a good way to do that. So some of the other benefits of retreats are, first of all, they generally have been designed specifically to take you out of your routine and to give you some much needed time just to pause, reflect, and reassess your life. So they really give you this gift of perspective and help you get in touch with what your real priorities are. They can also be incredibly relaxing and rejuvenating. Generally, if you're going on one that's like planned through a company, everything's been organized for you, so you can really just relax and make the most of it. Depending on the type of retreat you go on, but if it's like a yoga or a meditation retreat, it's a great opportunity to really deepen your spiritual practice or to start a spiritual practice. And if it's a group retreat, then it's a great opportunity to meet supportive, like-minded people as well. I've seen on my own retreats so many members of the group becoming friends and seeing each other after the retreat as well, which is really nice. Now, there are different types of retreats. So the main one I would think of is one that's actually organized, that you can go along and everything's taken care of. It's usually at a really nice resort. There's usually different activities included, and it's been designed specifically with some sort of intention, whether wellness or spirituality or total relaxation. So, of course, you can always check out my retreats at ashimaliving.com/retreats. Or another great website is Journeys of the Spirit. They have quite a few different ones. And there's also tons of retreat directories now that have retreats listed all over the world with all different types of activities. So you can check out those as well. So those first retreats, obviously, being all inclusive and usually at better accommodation and resorts, they can sometimes be a little bit pricey. Maybe between $2,000 and $5,000, depending on where you go and the standards. So obviously it's not always in the budget for everyone, and I totally understand that, which is why I'm going to give you a couple of other options. So the second option is often in most cities and towns, there's usually Buddhist meditation retreats, or if you're Christian, some kind of Christian prayer type retreat or other community-based retreats, and they're usually by donation, which makes it really affordable. So I did a Vipassana Buddhist retreat last year, and it was amazing. It was a 10-day meditation retreat. I do have to warn you, it's very hardcore. It was like 10 hours of meditation a day, but it was amazing. So they have those all over the world, and a lot of Buddhist organizations also have other retreats that aren't so hardcore, maybe just for 3 days and not so much meditation and that kind of thing. So you might want to look at something like that. And the other thing you can do is a do-it-yourself retreat. So these can be really fun. I've done these as well. So this is where you just organize it yourself. So you might want to, for example, book a little cabin or a chalet or even a caravan or something like that away in nature. Or you can even do it at home if you make sure that you're not disturbed and you're going to stick to it. You could set an intention for your retreat. So it could be like a detox type retreat, or maybe one where you're going to go deeper into your spiritual practice, or just like an R&R retreat. And you can bring along things that are going to support that theme. So for example, maybe on a detox retreat, you can do a big grocery shop, bring down some organic veggies, a juicer, some recipes, bring down some yoga DVDs and do some yoga and some juicing and have some healthy meals. Or maybe if it's a more like a spiritual one, you can bring down guided meditations and your journal and that kind of thing. Basically whatever you like. You can book a massage, get some treatments, but you just set aside, a weekend or even a day to just completely immerse yourself in your home or DIY retreat experience. So your last homework for the series is, of course, taking action on these two items. So the first thing you want to do is have a bit of a think about your support team and the kinds of needs that you want help with. Put together a list, ask for referrals from your friends, and just make a list of who it is you want on your team, and then book an appointment with one of them at least once a month. And secondly, start blocking out some vacation time, or even just a weekend or your next long weekend. If you're doing a DIY retreat, start planning your theme, your intention, and what you're going to need. If you want to do a more formal, organized retreat, start researching what type of retreat will suit you best. Again, you can check out mine at ashimaliving.com/retreats, or Google Journeys of the Spirit or Retreat Place for more ideas, and then make it happen. Set that in your calendar. So I really hope that this 4-part series has helped you develop your own self-care habits, and that you're really excited to start changing your lifestyle and putting these tips and habits into your routine. Of course, you can always go over to my blog at any time, ashimaliving.com, and it's full of yoga videos, wellness recipes, posts on meditation and spirituality, self-care, things like that to really enhance your wellness journey. So you're always welcome to check that out. So thanks so much. I hope you have enjoyed. Namaste.